Now, Tom O'Brien.
Welcome, folks. This is Tom O'Brien of TFNN. We go 5 days a week. We go 9 hours a day. We go 24 hours a day on the internet at TFNN.com. Always remember, folks, whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows. And let's have everyone focus today, folks, on sending a huge amount of white light, a lot of prayers. Up in Boston, a bad scene, and they need a lot of good white light happening ASAP. If you didn't hear it in the marathon out here today, unfortunately, there was 2 explosions, and people are hurt, and people have died. And if you've ever been to the marathon, folks, there's huge amounts of people there. Streets are always filled. It's always a great time. Bottom line is that in the year that we're in right now, the war is on. There's no two ways about it. Let's take a look at one of our 4 agreements. Assume nothing. In any kind of a relationship, we can make the assumption that others know what we think, and we don't have to say what we want. We assume they're going to do what we want because they know us well. If they don't do what we want, we feel hurt, and we think, how could you do that? You should know better. Get rid of the gray, folks. Keep it black and white. Market-wise, let's take a look at it out here. We had the Dow Industrials down 265, NASDAQ off 78, S&P's off 40. Gold contract down $153.90, trading out at $1,347 an ounce. Silver down $3.81 at $22.52. Platinum down, let's see, well, platinum's trading at $1,402 an ounce. Copper down 8 pennies at $3.27 a pound. Light sweet crude off $4 at $87.35 a barrel. Bonds up 13 ticks, trading out at 147.30. King dollar up 101 at 82.50. The euro is at 130.47, and the yen is trading out at 96.65. Our phone number is 877-927-6648. Give us a call, folks. Want to know what's going on in your world? In the world of the S&Ps, let's take a look at them. Okay, so what do we have? Well, you're down $36. What we have here, folks, is this, okay? You know, when we went topside, false break topside. You go topside on the 10th, and the way you look at this is that you go back to the 10th and say, okay, we go topside with $700 million. Well, you came right back inside the range, folks, at $975 million. Now, in that context, what does it mean? Okay, so you have a couple, and I'm going to walk through this slow today, okay? So, the S&P itself, the cash S&P, what you have set up right now in the cash S&P is this, is that you just broke the trend line that has been established and was established since November 16th. So, longer range, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks, probably 2 months, whatever. We're at 1552. That's saying that you can make your way all the way down to 1343. That's how that works. Okay? Come down with a vengeance. If we go over and we take a look at the SPY, and you see how the SPY worked, the SPY, folks, did 215 million shares today. That's 215 million after breaking topside with 135 million. You've just blown apart. I mean, absolutely blown apart the trend. Now, what gets interesting with the SPY, and this is why it's important to always do the SPX, is the SPY is basically sitting right at the trend line. And what that would have to do with is just the small fees that are taken out of the SPY. You'll see the SPY, I suspect, you know, we could be here tomorrow, meaning down to about that 150 mark. That's a big number. There's no two ways about it. We go look at the Dow Industrials. Inside the Dow Industrials, this is what you have. Dow came down 265. And 265 is not the end of the world for the Dow, by the way, okay? Bottom line, though, you're going to see a lot lower prices coming at it. What they had managed to do is the Dow, no doubt, you know, was the top-line baby out here, kept it up really well. No juice whatsoever, but kept it up. IBM, folks, is the one you want to keep your eye on. The reason being, of course, is that 210 level was crucial for IBM. Popped up to 215, couldn't handle that. It's a 209, and a natural retracement on IBM will get you down to that 183 level. And the reason I'm saying IBM is that IBM itself was acting as a chart should act, meaning you're upward volume, you're backward line of volume, you're upward volume. Now, NASDAQ Composite. Composite got hit big time. Down 78 bucks, 1.8 billion shares. That's after making a high with 1.4. You're inside the range. Composite right now, we're at 3,200. That composite is basically set up on a 2,800s game. That's how that's set up right now. If we take a look at the 3Qs, what you have inside the 3Qs is this. That came down with 48 million shares. We are at 68.56 right now. You're inside the range, so the 3Qs are going to start making a run down to this 65 level. Okay, so now we got to go over to gold. We take a look at gold. So gold market, and we, I called in last hour because I can tell you that press-wise out here today, folks, it's amazing what's going on between just the gold market and unfortunately what's happening in Boston. But I was on my way to Bloomberg, and bottom line is that they canceled that, so I came back. But let's talk about gold. Okay, so this is what you have in gold. You're trading out at $13.52, down $149, and we just look at this context. So we were at $15.68, so we were $220 higher 2 days ago, $220. This is not over, folks, and what it has to do with, let's just go over to the GLD. We're going to walk through this. It has to do with the structure inside the Street Tracks Trust. And this was great, folks, on the way up. So you got to understand how this works. The Street Tracks Trust was probably still is the 6th largest owner of gold in the world, including all central banks, by the way. Okay. Well, the GLD, folks, didn't come into existence. Okay, let me see. I remember when it was, but let me see if I can get the exact date for you. Might have been 2003 or 2004. I'll get the exact date at the break. But the bottom line is that it wasn't in existence. The Gold Council got it in existence, and what ended up happening is that as that came into existence, it was a very efficient way for folks that didn't want to own the metal, because the propaganda out there was always that, oh, you don't want to own the metal because it costs money to store. That you should, if you want to own the GLD, you should own the metal, folks, if you're not going to trade it, because the metal's where it's at. A safety deposit box, all for $30, $40 can hold $1 million worth of gold. So that argument is bogus. But let's walk through how the GLD works. When gold was going up, each and every time that the future price of gold would be going up, every single night, the Street Tracks Trust was buying physical gold. Okay, so huge acceleration on the way up, right? Now, what we've had the last 2.5 years is little by little, gold's been drifting, was building cars to lower price, got lower price, but it's absolutely crucial that you should understand that when gold goes down, that at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, that the GLD is going to be selling gold to a gold bank. There's 3 or 4 huge gold banks. Now, that gold bank, folks, has to move that gold up. And the real question, just ask yourself, do you want to be buying gold when gold goes down $100, $150 in a day? Well, inside the contract that they have, let's hope that they have some in that contract that they actually have to buy. And I suspect that that's how it works. The real question is going to be what price that it has to be at, and then, of course, whoever's buying it got to make sure that they can move it out ASAP before Asia even opens tonight. Okay, so they have all about 3.5 hours. That acceleration down is vicious. Tonight it's going to be worse. We're at 11:49. Now let's go over to the GLD, because I want to show you something in the GLD. If you understand how price and volume do move markets, what you're going to see is this, and this is sad, but this is sick. The GLD, folks, it's sitting out here, and it's screaming that we're at 131, and it wants to go to 119. Now, and an acceleration down like we've had, we can get even a lot lower than that. When we come back, I'm actually going to come back with Amy Smith from IBD. But after we talk with Amy and after we talk with TD Ameritrade, we'll walk you through the rest of it. This is Tom O'Brien. This is TFNN. You stay right there, folks. We'll come right back.